producer throws middle. It's picked off.
Hayward against Davis. It's stolen by Green. Here's Kuzma. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Yo, this is Mr. Glass, and welcome to the Glass House.
What's going on, people?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen,
So I was still thinking about that music.
I was waiting
kinda
for Em to start talking, and then I was like, okay, she's not gonna talk, so I better just butt in there and get something going. Anyway,
Butt
so
on it.
ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Vic, aka Mr. Glass, and we are on the Glass House Podcast. This is the time to nerd out, man. We are going to get y'all right when it comes to all the announcements from the Xbox Bethesda conference, and there was a few. First of all, I'm kind of excited to see this Naraka Blade Point on Xbox. This was a game that's kind of like a melee battle royale. Came out on PC first. It's an interesting kind of game. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this game, but if you haven't, basically it's something I think you should check out. It'll be on Game Pass, both for PC and console, and I believe it will be crossplay. So check it out. More stuff from the conference. Minecraft Legends, basically action adventure Minecraft. It's a thing that they announced. I don't think I'm too excited for it, but it is something that people will look at, I'm sure, because Minecraft Dungeons was kind of a game that people liked when it launched. You guys heard of this yet?
And my name is D-Ray, the producer, along with co-host Dizzy. How are you doing this evening?
He was just eating to jump right into the topic, right?
Well, I mean, they see your names. It's not. This is not the first time y'all have seen. And I have to announce it every time. I'm just saying, bro.
Yes, you do, because people, you know what? Because people on Blast Radio 247, they can't see us.
Oh yeah, I forgot this goes to radio now.
And see, you know what? And you know what? This is what happens when the intern is training for the intern Olympics. You know.
Yeah, he kind of keeps this circus like in a general shape that we're supposed to be in.
See, I don't normally even start talking until it's time for me to actually, you know what I mean?
And
so
usually
running, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And look, and I'm usually thinking to myself, hey, intern, that's not your show.
All right, but let me do this right.
We appreciate you.
Let me back up. Let me get this right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Vic, aka Mr. Glass. I got my boy D-Ray, the producer, with me, and I got Dizzy, the illustrious, what is it, sorcerer? What is it, What is it?
Warlock?
Warlock.
There's no sorcerers on WoW.
I don't know, bro. It's the same thing. Sorcerer, Warlock. What's the real difference? I mean, somebody.
I was the world's only tank lock in existence.
Oh man. Matter of fact, you know what your title is now? The only warlock in the history of World of Warcraft to get lost in a round room. Bang!
I don't think we can just narrow that down to warlocks. I feel like I'm a little more special.
That is a long hashtag.
That is. That's a long trailing name.
So I mentioned Minecraft Legends. Either one of you guys heard of this?
I have not heard of Minecraft Legends. I dabbled in dungeons. I didn't really like it because it had this. It was like it was trying to be Diablo except extraordinarily pixelated, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go play Diablo.
And it is hyper repetitive.
You know what it reminded? You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the original Doom. The original Doom from like 93, 94, somewhere around in there, 95. So now
I'll see
I
now I'm
didn't.
gonna Google this.
Yeah, now I didn't play that. I didn't play Minecraft. Now my son loves it, but
93.
yeah.
You were really close.
yeah, it was a long time ago. I knew I was on college try either number 1 or number 2. I couldn't remember which one it was.
I was 7 years old, guys.
You know what we need for this show is like, you know how like the Star Wars, the roll in credits when the movie starts a long time ago. Galaxy far, far away.
Don't say that too loud because we can't make it happen.
So we got Minecraft Legends. We got. I'm trying to delay talking about the thing that we're probably all going to be talking about.
Like we know what's happening. We know it's inevitable.
Why delay it anymore? We got Diablo 4, man. What did everybody think about Diablo 4 before I say what I'm thinking about it?
Well, I mean, I've been looking forward to Diablo 4 since 2014 when Reaper of Souls come out. That's how long I've been waiting for this GD game.
You can tell M does not like to wait for things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna point that out.
Wow.
Have you heard her talk about Titanfall 3 yet?
Nobody cares about Titanfall 3.
Oh, she had a me moment. Did y'all see that?
Oh, wait a minute. What was that?
Oh, no one cares about Titan. I effing care about Titanfall 3, okay? And the fact that they keep wasting their time on freaking Apex because it's a stupid battle royale. Battle royales are the cancer of gaming, and that I maintain that. And then freaking the stupid Jedi game, and now there's another stupid Jedi game. I haven't got my Titanfall 3 yet.
For the uninitiated, this is Canadian for on site.
Yeah. All right. So reality is I hate to break this to you, but Titanfall 3 is probably going to be a while away, and the reason is because Apex Legends is borrowing heavily from Titanfall, and it does incredible numbers every season.
That's because it's a battle royale and people are addicted to this. Like, because you're talking about me not liking, like, you know, to wait. But people they keep pumping out these battle royales, and then they've got all these seasons and these skins and these DLCs that you pay for, these microtransactions where they're making a ton of money, and they're not putting any effort into making me a AAA title because people are paying for these microtransactions. It is. I'm trying to watch my language because my language gets very bad when I think about this. But like, I loved Titanfall 2. I played on Xbox and I played on PC, and I have so much multiplayer. It's got beautiful multiplayer, and it's just like the feel, like the movement and the physics in that game are amazing. And then I finally got around to playing the story, and the story, that is the second video game in my entire life that has ever made me cry. All right.
Wow.
Two games in the entirety of my gaming career have made me cry, and that was the second one. Like, wow. But I have to wait.
Yeah, what was the first one?
That would be Gears of War, I believe it was 3, when Dom sacrificed himself for the team, and he was having the flashbacks of his entire life, including with his wife. If you're not familiar with Gears of War, his wife's story was explained like in the very first one, and it was effing tragic. So when he sacrificed himself for the good of the team in 3, and he had his flashbacks, and they were focused on his wife, like, me and Sam were playing in different rooms because we don't do split screen. Split screen causes nothing but discord in this house. So we have our own Xboxes and we play on our own screens. And Sam came in because he heard me crying. He's like, "Are you actually crying?" And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my office. Like, I can't even deal with you right now." So, but anyway, so like Titanfall, like the end, like, oh, if you have Titanfall and you haven't played the story yet, because a lot of people just bought it. A lot of people just bought it for the multiplayer, and you know what? For years, that's all I played. It is amazing multiplayer, but the servers are starting to die now. Another reason I need a new one. But the story is so good.
What's poppin', Street? Can I make an admission?
Yeah.
And you don't judge me.
I would never.
You're about to get judged.
I'm about to get judged.
Yeah.
I'm not judgy hat off.
Listen, I just want to say this before you do what you're about to do, D-Ray.
Okay.
Anytime you say to someone, all right, hey, can I say this without being judged? Bro, you about to get judged. Don't say that at first because you're already putting it in their mind.
Yes.
That they about to judge you.
I'm Canadian, right? So I'm going to judge internally, right? And I'm not going to say nothing mean.
I have never played Titanfall.
That's okay, actually. I'm not even going to judge because a lot of people didn't. When Titanfall 2 came out, it came out at the same time. It was one of the big Call of Duties come out. So it got hit in its numbers hard, and it wasn't as big as it would have been. It got boned release-wise because it was released at the exact same time as a Call of Duty. So
Right.
it kind of got buried in that. And now, every once in a while, Titanfall is practically free. It's just a few dollars. They drop it on sale all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, I've gotten more than a few people addicted to it. Just because, just the movement, like the wall running and the grappling, and like it's just so cool. You can zip across a map and kill someone before anyone even knows you're in the game. And then dropping the Titans, and then you get to alternate between running around as a pilot, but then you build up this like energy. And then when your meter is full, you get to call your Titan down, and you get to get in a great big ass Titan and start blowing shit up. And it's awesome.
Okay, so I just want you guys to understand what just happened right there.
Yeah, tell us about it.
She was trying to watch her language about 5 seconds ago, but then when she got excited about Titanfall,
Did I cuss?
Oh, just a little bit.
I'm sorry.
No, be sorry.
I you know what? You guys may not be able to tell, but I do. I really do try to watch my language on this show because because Vic has been gaming with me for a while. He knows what my language is actually like.
yeah,
So
That's fine.
I'm good here.
I don't care about your language. The only thing that I care about is if I had an empty house, I would probably join you. So,
Yeah, no,
a special guest on the podcast. Streak, probably not this one because we don't have our technical wizard here with us.
hold on, wait a minute. Streak, we will figure that out maybe one day soon. Okay, so International Ho says that he can confirm that you're filthy.
Can confirm.
You know what? And I think I would pay to hear him say you're filthy in whatever accent that he may actually have.
He has a British accent.
She's filthy.
Wow. All right. Well, that took a very different turn.
See, I told you guys. See, we were worried. We were worried because, we were supposed to game tonight.
Right.
But Veep is having some technical difficulties. And so we're like, okay, well, what are we going to talk about? And I said, guys, it doesn't matter because whatever we plan on talking about, we're going to talk about something different.
Facts.
You're right about that.
That's the truth. We're almost like Harry, Hermione, and Ron, and we we come up with a plan.
Right. As a Harry
just...
Potter fan, which is which?
Huh?
Which is which? Which one of us is which?
What are you talking about?
And Harry, Hermione, and Ron.
Oh, well, that's easy. Glass is Hermione.
Bro, I tried to just sink out of the picture, but my camera's too damn wide, bro. All right.
Wait a minute.
Well, she's like she would be the one trying to be professional and try to keep things going and moving and that's not
Can I ask you a question? What was the first word of your sentence when you were trying to explain that?
I don't know. What did I say?
She.
Why look? I'm gonna tell you this: if anybody here thinks that I look like a woman, I'm the ugliest woman on the face.
I was thinking
put that picture out there.
I was thinking more. In all seriousness, I was thinking more along the lines of intelligence and attitude.
Yeah, she's the smart one.
Right, she's the smartest one.
I don't think anyone's going to accuse me of being that.
Well, I don't know your intelligence level, but I do know you're at least smart enough to, work where you work. I don't want to reveal where you work.
Toe wiggle. There you go, Streak. Just for you, buddy.
Glass toe wiggle? What the? No, see.
This is now a cam show, okay?
What the heck just happened?
I got to give the people what they want.
This is not Glass only fans. What is going on here? Okay, so something interesting happened to me earlier today. after I came home from you know where. I played Diablo Immortal and I dinged 60. And nothing happened. Not one solitary thing to congratulate me or to make me feel like I have put in the work and accomplished something. It was like, oh yeah, great. You've hit 60. Now you're hell level. You can go up to hell 2 or hell 3 or whatever you want to do. And it was just so anticlimactic. It was like, I wasted all my time for this. And I was expecting there to be, and maybe I'm wrong, I was expecting there to be some kind of mount or something that flies, rides, something. I got a level 60 tune and it's still walking everywhere it goes. Come on.
There's no mounts. There's no mounts in Diablo.
Oh, yeah, really?
That's Diablo. They don't do mounts.
Oh.
You were looking for WoW to happen.
I guess I was. I'm not wowed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was
it. I do not.
Is there cow levels?
I'm just saying.
Is there a what?
Cow level.
Is there a cow level?
I think they said.
I'm sure they snuck one in.
I think I read that.
I gotta go find this out because that's usually my favorite bit. Like Whimsyshire and Diablo 3, I had so much fun slaughtering teddy bears and flowers. Like,
listen, my nickname is the teddy bear. You will not slaughter me. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, you hit like I would hit like my 7-sided strike. I was on a monk. I would hit my 7-sided strike in a group of teddy bears, and there'd be bodies and spines exploding everywhere. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. So here's my question to you two. So I dinged 60 on my Crusader tune. Which tune should I start with now?
I'm having a lot of fun on a Necromancer.
I was just going to say probably Necromancer, but I'm going to be honest with you. When Diablo 4 comes out, if any of you guys plan on picking Necromancer, don't. It's mine.
Why not?
It's mine. We're not doing that.
Maybe I'll go back to a monk for Diablo 4. I mean, I will make a Necromancer, but it won't be the one I play with you.
Yeah, well, it won't be on this. It won't be on this podcast.
No. I can be a monk.
Wait a minute.
I'll be a barbarian. Smash.
Okay, so here's the thing, D-Ray. You don't know this about me yet.
Okay.
I used to play Final Fantasy 11 years and years and years ago.
Okay.
When I played Final Fantasy 11, I had a giant gold scythe. It was called an Apocalypse.
That's what they all say.
Hey, it's a lot bigger. It's a lot darker, but it's a lot bigger than that scythe. Anyway, we just need to understand. Wait, how long are they like? All right, so the thing is,
you know what? This is the third time, and it's got to be because Troy is not here. This is the third time that this show has devolved into an OnlyFans. It's like, because I'm sitting here, I'm trying to do research. I'm like, did he say what I just thought he said?
He absolutely did.
Exactly, Street. He said that.
I cannot be held responsible when people say shit like that around me.
And look, you know, and you know, the intern is in charge of the sound effects, so I'll just do the Pornhub. Doom, 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 doom. Dang, man.
Okay, so back to my point.
Okay.
I had a big gold scythe on Final Fantasy 11 called an Apocalypse. Ever since I played Dark Knight in that game, any character that can have a scythe is the one I play, period. It has to be. It just is. So I'm going Necromancer because Necromancer low-key looks like Dark Knight in Final Fantasy 11. Kind of, sort of, the way, like, it's more melee focused than it was in Diablo 3. I don't know if you guys caught that in the trailer that they showed, but the Necromancer really looked like he was actually using his scythe rather than just calling things to fight for him.
Squish, squish.
I don't know if I want to make that noise with it. I don't.
See, Veep keeps us on task, and
I'm trying to be good.
What
Every
happened?
time I get out, you pull me back.
Like, if you ever like, when you remember when you would go to school and you would get into the classroom and the teacher wasn't there, like, and the teacher would be a few minutes late, and just like the class would like devolve into this.
Into this, exactly. So
the adult is away.
I gotta tell you this story real quick because you just mentioned it. We had a substitute teacher when I was in 3rd grade. All right, this substitute teacher came in, and everybody in the class was goofing off, going crazy, throwing stuff at the teacher. I mean, this poor lady was having a hell of a time. Except what they didn't realize is that I had to come to school with my grandma because they make you bring somebody when you have a physical disability. And my grandmama is from the South. And when you see little kids going crazy and you got a grandma that's from the South, them things do not mix. Let me tell you this. So my grandma got up and said, "Hey, what's wrong with y'all? Sit your little behinds in that desk and read. Do something." I'll never forget. That's exactly what she said. Do something.
That's amazing.
You know, there needs to be like a recharacterization of this story with Glass doing his grandma voice. I promise you I would make that my ringtone. Do something. Okay. All right. Getting back on task. So were there any other games on
we never really talked about our impressions of Diablo 4. We got
sidetracked.
Yeah,
you brought up Titanfall, so that's on you.
Yeah. All right. So I thought Diablo 4 looked pretty incredible. Right. I think that it's a very, and I cannot stress this enough. It is a giant leap for isometric action RPGs. It is not a small leap, it's a giant leap. There is melee focused combat, there is ranged combat, there is dudes literally using the environment for their weapons. There are people throwing people off cliffs. Like that is not normal for these type of games. It's normally you hit your little skill and your skill does what it's supposed to do and you do your damage. And no, dudes are literally kicking people off of cliffs in this game. It looks like they've added like finishers or something. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome. The Necromancer using a scythe instead of just using magic, I think is a welcome addition. There's so much. Em, what do you got?
I mean, like I said, like I've been waiting for this game since 2014. Like when Reaper of Souls came out, that was the last time we got new shit for Diablo, right? So, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So, and I see in chat how you can't get into isometric. I hate to tell you this, but you will be getting Diablo 4.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. International hope, so you got to
do it. It's happening. Be warned.
The mistress has spoken.
Is there a whip? Did she crack it? I think she just did. Bro, wait a minute. You gotta clip that because the difference between when I did that and what she did was a lot. She went.
See, that's because I was doing the Rebel Wilson one, right? Like the one from Pitch Perfect, and she's like,
No. Glass. You was using a whip. Dizzy was casting a spell.
I like it. But, so Diablo 4 and I like that D-Ray is getting so into Diablo Immortal because I know that means that we're gonna bring him in to Diablo 4.
Oh, I can't wait.
You know what? And you know, if you watched our previous show where we showed the clip of the Diablo Immortal crash and burn during the announcement. This is what they said on The Verge, talking about Diablo 4. Diablo 4 will be a full price game that's strictly built for PC and console audiences.
They want to make that very clear.
They want to make that extremely clear that this is not a mobile game.
This is the game. This is the game we were expecting them to announce when they pulled Immortal out on us. This was the game. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen this trailer yet, but I've been watching Like, because they have had some articles coming out saying, you know, there's going to be this class, there's going to be this class. Like, I've been like absorbing all the news that I can, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like, Diablo, other than Immortal, usually doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, and they're promising it's going to be a lot of blood. It's going to be waves and waves of blood.
That's
and
what we want.
So, yeah, that part.
You guys hear how excited she got when she blood like that did something to her.
I told
like I said, like Whimsy Shire, my makeup is all fucked up. Whimsy Shire was like my favorite part of Diablo 3 almost. Was finding that secret level, and there was like flowers and teddy bears and like all these cutesy little things, and you would go down there, and when you would hit them, they would explode and spines would fly out. And
yeah,
I never figured out where the spine of a flower was, but man, they popped everywhere.
Whoa, that audio.
What just happened?
Yeah.
That was a disturbance in the force. That's what that was.
That audio went from being very even, and then you just started going, yeah, man! Like that.
Maybe I like...
Hey, Glass, for the rest of your life, don't you ever do that again. It's like your evil twin that took over your body. Hey, man, what you doing, man?
I'm sorry, like, I can't be held accountable for the volume. Like, when I get excited about a video game, like, my hands start flying, and, like, you'll notice I look offset because I'm, like, thinking, or I'm, like, my eyes are closed. I'm just like, yeah. I love gaming.
I love this. Listen to me, y'all. A lot of times when you get contacted, right, by one of your friends, and this is the Veep I'm talking about, and he says to you, look, we're really trying to put together programming for this network that we're working on, and we would like it if you would do a show. And you know, I'm kind of busy. I do streaming full time. I got kind of a schedule of my own. And you know, I thought about it for a minute. You know, like, you know what? This is my boy right here. I'm gonna do it.
Facts.
And you know, there is nothing that is better than this. I'm trying to listen. A lot of times when you do stuff like this, it's work. You have to put work in. You have to really concentrate. Nah, bro, we just having fun. I hope you guys understand this. We are having fun.
So I agree.
Like, usually, like, after the show ends, like, when Troy brings out his little clock and he's like, guys, it's time to go. Show's over. And, you know, they run the outro music. What happens is we immediately go back into, like, the pre-show channel, and then we talk for, like, another half hour.
Yeah, somebody has to physically come get us off.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we got a choice. We can either breach a really quick subject and then I can play the Blast Artist of the Week, or we can just do the Blast Artist of the Week and just come back.
I say we knock out the Blast Artist of the Week.
Yeah, because we're going to get sidetracked and we're going to keep talking.
Is it Angie Monroe again?
It is Angie Monroe.
Ooh.
And the title, yeah.
Sorry,
the title of the track is Where You Are. And I'm going to keep all comments to myself, Glass.
I just need to say one thing. Rock, this is dedicated to you.
Table for two is what she said. As I sat down, had you all in my head. I apologize 1,000 times, please. I even fell to my knees. I called you, but you never showed. I couldn't believe you stood me up. My heart skipped a beat and I cried. Because I love you so much. I wanna be where you are. Where you are. You're the driver. I wanna be the car. If you're the sky, wanna be a star. I'll travel the world, near or far. Wanna be wherever you are. Never knew a love like this before. Got me doing things I never said I would. You were my very first love. Move heaven and earth if I could. I wanna be where you are. If you're the driver, I wanna be the car. If you're the sky, wanna be a star. I'll travel the world, near or far. Gotta be wherever you are. Don't leave me, I don't know what to do. I've wasted half of my life. You even promised to make me your wife. You're the wind beneath my wings. I'm addicted to your love like a dope fiend. So tell me, where are you, baby? Please, please, 'cause I wanna be where you are. If you're the driver, I wanna be the car. If you're the sky, wanna be a star. I'll travel the world, near or far. Gotta be wherever you are. You are. You
And that was Angie Monroe with Where You Are. She is one of many independent artists on Blast Music 247. If you are an independent artist, content creator, or even a stand-up comedian, feel free to go by www.blastmusic247.com, fill out a free profile, and let's get your material out there to the masses so they can decide whether or not they like it in the comments section. And here at Blast Music 247, what are we doing, Glass?
Changing the industry, one artist at a time.
Bam. Hey, that's
You
all right.
like magically turned into an adult there for a second, like
What?
you sounded like all professional there for a second. Like you put on like the radio host voice, and
well, I mean, you know, it is in me.
it's like, geez, it's like now I know what people like. Well, now I know what people feel like when I pull my work voice on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is that what that sounds like?
I was, you know, I jumped into my professional voice because what Streak doesn't know is that I produced that single for Angie, and it's all good.
I knew that.
Yeah, it's all good that you didn't dig it, Streak. I'm fine. You know,
I'm not Streak. Hey, when you're on this podcast, we're gonna discuss your taste in music. I'm trying to tell you right now, your taste in music is trash.
Hey, look here, brother.
You know that right now.
Hey, no, that's okay, Streak. We'll get you on the next one.
Not every, and like, to each their own, right? Like I am very eclectic in my music taste. Like when I first hopped in just to start talking about what we're gonna do, you know, I hopped in as soon as he shared. I was blasting Avenged Sevenfold, and before that, earlier today, I was listening to some Omega Sparks, and before that, like this morning, I was listening to Arlie DP's. Like I'm all over the place with my music, so like I don't judge others except when it comes to country.
I'm gonna tell you this week, when we get our intern back for next week's show, I'm gonna hit you up about coming on the podcast. And listen to me now. I don't want you to get nervous because you're on camera. Because I know how y'all is. You gonna get in front of us, we're gonna ask you a tough question, you're gonna be like this here.
And see, and we already got one resting gooch face. We don't need another one.
All right, so listen, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about Diablo 4 and what our thoughts were, and Dizzy she had a lot of thoughts on Diablo 4.
Facts.
And
Well,
I think a
thoughts
lot
on
of what she
everything.
was saying is awesome. I have this to add to it, though.
Okay.
When you look at a game like Diablo 4, you look at any isometric RPG that's ever happened.
Mhm.
I don't believe that this is ever been done before. And it is something that I guess probably, and if you didn't watch the trailer, you didn't really see. But they're
I know
adding
it was out.
PvP to Diablo 4. What do we think about this?
Say that again. I was
They're adding PvP to Diablo 4.
That will be interesting.
Extremely.
Now, keep in mind, I'm just getting into Diablo because for whatever reason, I didn't know that the game was as fun as it is. So I have ignored it for all of these years. So now that I'm playing it, now I'm curious.
So we got to get everybody together and actually do some runs or something. I got to get max
We do.
level.
That's what we were going to do tonight.
Hey, and that was actually leading to what I was going to say before the break. They have also announced that Overwatch 2, that PvP will be launched October this year, and it's going to be free.
Yeah, you're only gonna have to pay for the PvE functionality in the game now.
There's going to be PvE?
Yes,
Really?
there's gonna be like a co-op story mode you can do.
That's going to be like Fortnite. Fortnite does have a PvE
Save the
function.
world. Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what I was disappointed at with the Xbox Bethesda show?
What's that?
And I'm gonna be a person that's in the severe minority in this. I think I don't like Starfield, guys. I don't
What?
think it's gonna be
I haven't
good.
seen the trailer yet, so.
I don't think it's that good. I think it's average at best, and I think for all the hype, and this is something that I think these big studios have to stop doing. Unless you have a game that's like Elder Scrolls 6 or like, just something that there's no way this can miss. Stop hyping up new IPs before they launch. Look what happened to Cyberpunk. Look what happened.
I love Cyberpunk.
You
Yeah.
loved it, but not a lot of people did.
No.
Look what happened to all these other new games that people have hyped up to beyond Omega levels. Right? It's not gone well. Let's let the first one come out first. Remember all the hype behind Destiny 1? And listen, I'm not saying Destiny 1 was a clunker, but it wasn't all it was cracked up to be at launch. There was severe problems with servers, not a lot of content out. It wasn't amazing at launch. Now it got a lot better.
We know.
All right, but on launch it wasn't that great. So what I'm saying is that when you get a new IP, simmer down a little bit. Just say, hey, we got something cooking. We hope you like it, and then show it, and then maybe let the people decide whether they like it or not. But what you can't do is start hyping it to where you're expecting it to basically make breakfast for you in the morning when you buy it. Because if you start doing that, then you're never going to get an audience that is wowed by how good it is. You're expecting it to be that good. It's like
you're like setting the standard like way up here, so that's where they're expecting it to be. Like,
and this is something that I've heard that has nothing to do with video games at all, but I think it's a great parallel. What I'm saying is that it's like LeBron versus Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan came into the league, he wasn't expected to be the greatest player of all time. He was a number 3 pick behind Akeem Olajuwon and Sam Bowie. Right? They thought 2 dudes was better than this guy. Turns out, probably the greatest player of all time. Okay? LeBron James drafted number 1 in high school. We were watching this dude play on ESPN. In high school. He was expected to be the greatest player of all time. Now, he did well. I'm not saying he hasn't. But what I'm saying is when that hype gets to that level, you are only capable of disappointing. You're never going to exceed that. And that's what a lot of these games are doing.
Dizzy, I want to explain to you what just happened.
Please.
Okay. I'm going to explain to you what he just did.
That?
What he had the Tom Brady's to just do, right? He just took an argument from another podcast and placed it here, thinking that nobody would oppose him because his name is on the podcast.
Because I don't know what he's talking about?
Exactly. You know, so I'm not gonna say anything until after the show because my kids are around. Oh, and I just might wait until next Rats and replay this show for them. But trust and believe that it had nothing to do that they thought two other guys were better than Jordan.
No.
Addressing a need, but that's fine. That is okay.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the level.
Oh yeah, and was there internet around when Jordan was? No, it wasn't. Was ESPN around? No,
ESPN was around.
No, not in 84, 85.
Yeah, it was.
ESPN, you know what? It might have been around, but nobody was really watching ESPN in 84
I'm just
85.
saying, look, there was Sports Illustrated.
And you see what you just did? Dizzy is looking like she's caught in the Matrix, and she's really like, what the heck are they talking about?
Later on, if you grab a clip of this show, what you need to do is above my head. You know, remember, like in The Simpsons when Homer had no clue what people was talking about, so it was just like this thought bubble. It was like a clown on a little tricycle, and he was like,
I thought you were
like that's what's happening right now.
I thought, you know what? Honestly, I was thinking the same thing, Glass. I was like, if I do edit this, it'll be a big donut.
Yeah, I thought you always talked about.
I always thought about donuts
when you had no idea what was going on.
It's like y'all switched to Greek.
But I was just trying to illustrate a point of hype. There's a level of hype that you can get to where the only thing you can do is disappoint people, and that's what these companies are doing.
Like Kata.
There you go. I mean, look at Diablo Immortal. Look at Diablo Immortal.
I don't think anyone bought into the Diablo Immortal hype. There was never any hype.
That is the problem. Imagine though, if they would have said, "Hey, we have a mobile version of Diablo coming out as well," and there was no hype behind it. They just said, "We have a mobile version of Diablo coming out as well."
They tried to hype it, and they tried to hype it at the wrong effing convention.
Exactly.
Right.
Take it from BlizzCon and put it at E3. They would have had a much different reaction.
This is why they're making such a big deal about Diablo 4 once again, because of that actual incident. So they want to make it clear. Oh no! This is the game that you guys were wanting.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what would be a good idea? I'm gonna read off some of the games, and you tell me what are your thoughts.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so from what I'm seeing, first up, Valheim. Valheim. I said it wrong.
Was that
Valheim? It's coming on Xbox, and it's said Xbox One and Series in spring of 2023.
Well, it's been on PC for a while.
Yeah, that's
and it said that the Steam, Microsoft Store, and Xbox versions will all fully crossplay.
Will they cross save though? Because that's the thing. Crossplay is great, but are they going to cross save? Because that's
I think a lot of people don't.
I like
mind.
being able to go from my office to my living room and play the same thing.
I think a lot of people though, what that's a big deal of is. Let's say you play on PC, but your friend doesn't have a really good PC, but he's got an Xbox. Now y'all can play together. That's what I'm big deal.
I'm selfish though. It's just like when Borderlands 3 announced that it was going to be cross play. I'm like, well, that's great, except it's not cross save, which means I had to go and max a character on my Xbox and then max a character on my PC, so that no matter where I was sitting, I would have a maxed character.
Okay,
I'm selfish like that.
That's hilarious.
So next up, Fallout 76.
Fallout 76 is, I think, the DLC. I think it was called The Pit.
It's called Expeditions. The Pit, yeah.
See, I'm like, I could swear I saw the words The Pit.
Yeah, The Pit DLC for that game.
So that fell flat.
Fallout 76.
That's another example of the hype.
Yeah, right? Fallout 76 was so hyped as like multiplayer Fallout. And you know what? I was thinking to myself, remember when that game came out and it couldn't miss, right? It just couldn't. You can't mess this up.
Right.
They messed it up.
Okay, so we talked about did we talk about Redfall?
No. Redfall is like co-op vampire shooter. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. But I'm interested to find out. It's on Game Pass, so try it out for free.
And I know you already said that that Starfield looks a little generic, but the fact that they're trying to sync it with some of the NASA missions looks promising. So
I mean, I like stuff like that, but let's be perfectly honest here. Did you see the graphics?
I have not seen the graphics yet.
All right, so here's the thing about the graphics. They have shown 2 trailers so far for this game.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Both of these trailers shows a brown landscape without much color differentiation. It just looks bland. And they're saying, "Oh, we have 1,000 planets for you to discover," and all this other. And I'm like, bro,
I don't think that's Redfall. I think that's the Star one.
No, we were just talking. We just talked about.
Oh, sorry. I started googling and I must have missed the subject.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So,
hey, that basketball discussion really messed her up, man. See, this is all your fault.
And man, I was trying to illustrate a point about hype, and then we just took it somewhere it didn't really.
No, I know exactly what you did, Brainiac. I knew exactly what you were trying to do.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so yeah, Starfield. To me, if you say it has thousands of planets to discover, it's a single player game.
Right.
You're telling me that No Man's Sky did this. They did it in multiplayer, and they did it cooler. That's what you're telling me.
They took forever to do it. No Man's Sky was a huge disappointment at launch.
But it came back and it almost got Game of the Year for the redub, basically. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that the idea behind what Starfield is trying to do has already been done. And it's been done in multiplayer, which I get everybody, for some dumb reason, loves single-player games. But let's be honest, dude. Look at what Halo Infinite has struggled with. No one really cares about the campaign because it's not multiplayer. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, there's some people who love Halo that much. They're going to play it. But most of the people who have the game are waiting for the campaign to go to multiplayer so they can play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dizzy. I'm sorry.
Well, it's just like I do. I like single player games. Like I lost track of the hours I lost to Skyrim and to the other Fallout games and Titanfall. That campaign is a single player campaign. Like I do every once in a while. Like I'm just in the mood to play a single player game, where I don't have the pressure to be the absolute best that I normally am.
Oh, and nobody judges you when you don't know your left from your right.
Exactly. No one judges me if I can't tell left from right without doing this.
Room. It's a round room, y'all.
But
it's like circle.
So I do. I understand why people like single player games. Like you know, sometimes it's just your schedules don't mesh up with your friends. You're like, well, now I want something to play. And do I want to play a multi-player game by myself?
Right.
Or do I just go launch into a really cool immersive story?
But we have those. That's the problem. It's not like where there's a big dearth of not having any single player experiences.
Bonus points for the use of the word dearth, by the way.
I mean, for real.
But it's not like there's a big, landscape that needs to be filled with those games. It just isn't. Right? We have a lot of those games already out. The reality is that if your concept has already been done in multiplayer, most people are going to like the multiplayer version better unless you do something so unique that it sets you apart. And so far, what I've seen from Starfield, aside the fact that it has a little combat, it looks really weak. And the combat looks like stripped down Mass Effect. That's what I've seen from it so far. It's not good, bro. It's not. I'm scared for this game because I think a lot of people are so hyped about it, and it's Xbox's big, boom, single player game. It is not fitting the hit, guys. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm going to check out the graphics when we get off of here, so because we don't want to get dinged anymore for playing content. But I got one more game I'm going to ask you about, and then I'm going to ask you about something else that I see that it's in beta testing right now. But so Naraka Blade Point.
Can't wait for this game.
Now this looks promising.
This has been out on PC for a bit, and I think the people who made the game understand what I understood when I first saw it launch. This is not a PC game.
Right.
This is a sitting on your couch, mashing buttons kind of game, and it happens to be a battle royale. Right. And as much as you want to say mouse and keyboard is superior and blah 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 blah, 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 I don't care about that. The reality is that there's a lot of games that are just better on controller.
That's
like
fact.
If you could have made World of Warcraft controller friendly, I guarantee you it would have been better on Xbox than it was on PC. I guarantee you.
As someone who used to hear him complain about having to set up his controller to play.
Right.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if you would have made it controller friendly and put it on Xbox, I guarantee you it would have been the biggest selling game ever. It's not going to be the biggest selling game ever because there's going to be other games that beat it now. But I'm saying there would have been nothing that could have beat it if they would have done that. They just didn't.
Yeah.
They missed the boat. But a game like Naraka Blade Point kind of reminds me of that because they realized it should have been on controller, dude. We messed up. Let's put this on Xbox. Let's get it rolling. And let's see if this VR can be revitalized. It's a melee-focused battle royale. You're telling me that a melee-focused game is better on PC than anything else? No. That has never been the case. Unless you have an arcade stick you can hook up to your PC. No fighting game has been better on PC.
That's true. I agree with that.
Disney looks like games.
You lost me at Battle Royale. Like
Speaking of fighting games,
I have feelings about Battle Royales. I feel like I've expressed them.
You know what the thing is about Battle Royales, though, is that they're good for the gaming space because, like you mentioned, it allows you to drop into the game quickly. And the thing is, there's a lot of times where people just don't simply have the time. Right. They just want to get a few matches in, and then they got to go do something with their families or they do, whatever.
I have games like that. I play. The ones that are like, oh, I'm just gonna drop in, play for 20 minutes, and then hop back out. And I don't think I'd have a problem with Battle Royales as much as I do if they didn't take over the freaking industry the way they did. Like they just sort of blew up, and then they make a lot of money, and it's taking the focus off of story games.
But this is the problem with market economies. When you think about what you're asking developers to do, you're basically saying, hey, I know this is making you a crap ton of money, and I know you're not having a ton of overhead like you do with some
I don't blame the companies. No.
So you blame the people.
I blame the people.
You know, this is
supply and demand.
Right. This is why I love rocking with y'all. Because y'all didn't know what I was about to ask you next. And you kind of went there, and it's just like, wow, this is dope. I was going to talk to you about, in the last few minutes, I was going to talk to you guys about cloud gaming.
Okay.
That I've been sort of in, checking out here lately. What are your thoughts on that? And is it going to finally replace like game ownership? Like in the music industry, people don't buy CDs anymore. It's more, instead of ownership, it's just more access. And I was thinking, like your Game Passes and your PlayStation Pluses, whatever subscriptions, those are more access, but it's not total access. It's access to the games that they're going to let you play this particular month.
And then they can take them away. Like things go on, they come off of the Game Passes.
Exactly.
But it's a good place for people to go to try games because you know what? You can't just go rent games anymore. Like I don't think I could tell you a single place in like the surrounding valley, like from here to Ottawa, where you could rent a freaking game. And you used to be able to do that. You're like, I'm not sure I want to go spend, $60, $80 on a video game. So I'm going to go spend, $8. I'm going to rent it.
Right.
And then see if I like it. But this Game Pass lets you do that again. It lets you sort of dip a toe into a lot of popular games and decide if you want to invest in them. Because, when they take them away, if you like a game, you'll buy it.
And not only that, though, when they take them away, 90% of the time they give you a discount when they're about to take it off the service. So if you like the game, it's even better to have tried it on Game Pass because then you can buy it at a cheaper price.
Now, that point right there. There was a lot of years that I, working, life, whatever happened, that I wasn't playing, and then the pandemic hit, and now I'm gaming again. And Red Dead Redemption 2 was on Game Pass. Right. and that's when I like fell in love. It was like the best game I ever played. So when they took it off of Game Pass, I had to go buy it, right? So that your point is very well taken. My concern is what happens when what is happening to our co-host Veep when your internet is down and you want a game, and now if you have a system that you're solely reliant on cloud gaming, well, now you're stuck. You know.
So I don't know a lot about cloud gaming. I was reading an article today about there's this Samsung TV that is going to let you play was it Xbox games on it without having your Xbox there.
What?
Yep, that's a thing.
Google
that was announced at the conference.
But to me, that kind of reminded me of, you remember when they had that little Steam box thing that you could hook up to the TV so you could play your computer games, stream them to your TV. I bought it. I used it for like a week. I hated it. I ended up giving it to a friend. I don't know that the support is there yet. I see that like a lot of people are going to try to hop onto it and see, oh, this is really cool. But I'm also, I work in IT. I know what a lot of people's home networks are like, and I don't think they're going to get the performance that they're expecting out of it. Like when I'm gaming, I want performance, right?
Right.
Like I don't want, you don't buy a $200 HP laptop and then, try to play Elden Ring on it. So
the other thing is let's say, you guys are watching Netflix, right? And that's basically purely on the cloud, the same way that gaming would be. Mm-hmm. You ever heard of a thing called buffering on Netflix? Lots of people have. Yeah. I don't think you want to be buffering when somebody's trying to chase you down with a rocket launcher. I don't feel like that's a good thing. So I honestly don't feel like cloud gaming is the space. My internet, let me tell you, my internet is premium. I have the best internet you can have in my neighborhood. It is impossible to have better. Right. But even I get buffering issues from time to time.
Isn't that crazy?
So cloud gaming, as nice as it sounds, is never going to be the experience. And I agree with your statement, though.
But do the pros outweigh the cons? Because you bring up a lot of good points, but just imagine being able to play any game at any time, anywhere, without having to. All you got to do is just turn it on and start playing. I guess that's what it's like in theory, but do the pros outweigh the cons with that?
I think there's going to be a few false starts. I think we're going to get there eventually, but there are definitely going to be a few false starts.
Right.
I'm gonna ask this question to you guys.
Okay.
If you're a competitive gamer, like let's say you, D-Ray, for instance, right? You're playing Madden.
Right.
And you're trying to make defensive adjustments.
Right.
But you're doing it from the cloud. And it buffers right in the middle of a snap.
Oh, you're done.
7-7. He's throwing a bomb. You can't get your safety out there.
Right.
That's going to piss you off, right?
Badly.
So that is the type of thing that's going to hamper people with cloud gaming. I don't care how good your internet is. I don't care any of that stuff. Cloud gaming is going to be hindered on that. And it is because of stuff like that there's going to be two types of gamers. There's going to be the competitive gamers who want to play precision gameplay all the time. And then if you're the other type of gamer where you're a pure casual and you're just there for the experience and having a great time and blah, 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 then you might like cloud gaming. It might appeal to you greatly because you're not there to try to be perfect. Gamers like myself, though, I got to try my best every time I get out there. So for me, it's not going to be the move. And for people like me, it's not going to be the move.
That's great. Dizzy, we ran out of time on how we deal with people who duck us when they say they're good at a game. And,
we did that was a really important topic he mentioned before we started. It was like, listen, we have to talk about this. This is important and close to his heart right now.
Yeah, it's how people say that they're good at this, they're a grand Jedi, they're in the inner circle, that they got the developer on speed dial, all kinds of crap like that. And then what do? They duck you all week. all week, and then they want to calmly just go anytime, anywhere.
I just would like to say real quick before we get.
Oh, look at the time! It's time to go.
No. I'm gonna tell the story. I had a friend of mine a long time ago, back in my Final Fantasy days. He was always talking about how great he was at Street Fighter. He was the greatest Street Fighter player ever, right? Beat all of his friends, went to tournaments, beat the people at the tournaments. He was like his local champion in Street Fighter. I told him, look, I ain't played Street Fighter in about 5 years, bro, but I guarantee you right now, if I picked up this controller and you picked up your controller and you played Street Fighter and I played against you, I would beat you, and I would beat you badly. So what happened was he tried me. Didn't go his way. Now it just so happens, and Dizzy, you're gonna love this part.
No, Dizzy loves this already.
No, you're gonna love this part. Guess who happened to be at this guy's house at the time that I was beating him mercilessly in Street Fighter?
Who?
Lily. This is before her and I got together. All of this stuff. She was over there hanging out with this dude. I beat the stuffing out this dude. About 2 hours later, she calls me on the phone. Hey, I watched you do that to... Hey, I'm going to say his government name, too. I watched you do that to Mark. That wasn't nice. Why'd you do that to him? He's talking trash.
Well,
So, D-Ray, I would just like to point out to you in this part of the show, in this part of the story, you're Mark.
We gotta make t-shirts that say "Don't be Mark."
Bro, not only did I embarrass him in front of the girl, took the girl, and rolled out.
Hey, I am in no, you know what? Hey, I'm not worried one bit, because I would just love for my 8-year-old and 10-year-old to move to upstate New York. Do your worst, Glass. Do your worst. We are over time.
At least Troy's not sitting here to tap his watch.
Yeah. All right, Dizzy, any final words for the evening?
Just, no, not really. I've had a fun time.
Where can
as
we
always.
go with that? Like, where can we go with that?
What do we do?
I mean, you know, because like Glass just like threatened to take everything that I love because I'm not good at him in the game.
It's not that you're not
and
good.
it's just like,
The
wow.
The problem is you're talking trash.
All right, I do.
I wouldn't have beat Mark.
But wait a minute. Did I talk trash? No, wait just a minute.
Yes.
Wait just a minute. Wait just a minute.
No.
Wait just a minute. I'm not going to even throw a flag on the play. Dizzy, did I say one time that I was better than Glass? Did I say one time that I was going to beat him? All I said was, we need to talk about when your friends duck you. That's all I said.
Oh, you mean this week? No, this week you didn't say you were going to beat him.
Yeah,
Last week you absolutely said you were going to beat him.
Damn, Dizzy. Damn it, Dizzy. That's how we're going to end the show. Damn it, Dizzy.
No, I was about to...
Where's the shot glass, Dizzy? You said David Dizzy.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Glass, take us out of here, man. Before we
All right,
get in
ladies and gentlemen, this has been your boy Vic, aka Mr. Glass. I'm with D-Rated Producer. I'm with Dizzy. As you see, she's about to get loaded right now. So we got to roll out before things get out of hand. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, the Twitch. Make sure you hit us up on Twitter. We got everything going on here, man.
We are
Make
everywhere.
sure you guys are also aware. Blastmusic247.com. Make sure you go hit it up. Make sure you go do what y'all do. We love y'all. GG, my G.
GG, my G.
My G. Good gracious alive.
Yo, this is Mr. Glass, and welcome to the Glass House.